A very good morning to the viewers. I am Dwairaj from Group 8 here to present about the LGBT. LGBT stands for lesbian, gays, bisexual and transgender. It refers to the accommodation of sexual orientation people beyond the limits of human definition. LGBT community is basically set up to the fight for the rights which is called oppress and free people from hiding under the mask of human rights. Next, LGBT which is called lesbians, gay, bisexual and transgender. Which is lesbian is women who have sexual attraction to their own gender, which is called homosexual. And gay, same as the lesbian, man who has attraction to his own kind. Next, bisexual. Bisexual is the tendency to have sex with both gender in male and female. Last one is transgender, men who act like a woman and women who act like a man. Next is LGBT history. LGBT issue date back in 1960 across much of Europe and to demand justice and legal rights regardless of their sexual orientation. Around 1988, the term of LGBT was not widely used in the United States. However, it was not in 1990 in the movement that gay, lesbian, bisexual and transgender people were treated equally. In the same year, LGBT was officially practiced in several European countries. Denmark was the first country to legalize same-sex marriage in 1988 and was followed by Nepal in 2008. Then this kind of marriage was followed by several other countries such as in Belgium, Canada, Spain, South Africa, Norway, Sweden, Portugal, Iceland, Argentina, New York and Mexico City. History of LGBT developed in Malaysia. In 90s, LGBT was widely used in Malaysia with the main purpose of this organization and movement only to claim their rights seized by authorities which are contrary to normal human beings. Despite the minorities, they have the full support of Siti Kazim, Azrul Khalib and Ambika Srivanesan, who is also in the former president of the Malaysia Bar in promoting LGBT absence into the lives of people in the country. LGBT organization in Malaysia, the product of the development and change the world's largest LGBT organization, the International Lesbian, Gay, Bisexual, Trans and Intersex Association, which is called ILGA. ILGA is an organization that embraces other LGBT organizations with the same goals and objectives. LGBT organization in South Asia and such as Singapore, called People Like Us (PLU), are a group to organize these activities, which, while independent sexual in an organization that promotes LGBT agenda in Malaysia. That's all from me. Thank you.
A very good morning to all the viewers and also to our Falsafah lecturer Dr. Ansar. So my name is Satish Kumar, my ID is FB 19112 and I am from Group 8. Today I'm going to do a presentation about our given topic, Issues Semasa, and in Issues Semasa we have picked LGBTism in Malaysia and I'm going to present about causes of LGBT in Malaysia, part of my presentation. So I'm from Group 8. So let's move on to the presentation. So I will be referring to the slides. So what are the causes of LGBTism in Malaysia? One of the important causes are family. Parents plays an important role in molding children's early childhood life. So parents plays a very vital role in molding a child. So the problem is nowadays parents are very busy with their jobs due to needs and also to commitments, and they have failed to monitor their children from their childhood and also fail to give enough love and care for their children. So parenting is a very important aspect, essential aspect in creating a blessed and quality family institute. A poor and imperfect relationship between parents and children makes the children to search for their own identity. So they have a less attachment between their family, and it's tend to make them to find their own identity outside with outsiders. Meanwhile, they end up with a morally not good people, like people who have already involved in LGBTism or in part of LGBT community. Apart from that, child abuse also plays a very important role, where it is scientifically has been proven that child that has been abused during their childhood have a psychological problem, and most of the LGBT community people in LGBT community also have psychological problem. So it's been theoretically and also scientifically proven. And the next cause, I will say, lack of religion education. LGBT individuals unable to distinguish between good and bad because of their lack of religious education. They also have a very poor critical thinking. It's become easy target and easily get involved with friends who are already involved with LGBT, and lack of religion makes them unaware about afterlife scenes and also reward, and also things they are prohibited in religion. If I'm not wrong, all the religion in Malaysia, including Islam as official religion of Malaysia, Hinduism, and also Buddhism, and lastly Christianity, they all prohibiting LGBTism. They all are against LGBT. So religious people are always obeys to the teaching of their own religion, which is against LGBTism in Malaysia. And another reason will be influenced by their own friends, because they are the strongest influence in teenagers' life. Teenagers also spend most of their time with their friends. So if you look carefully, LGBT problems mostly occurs in a same gender school, like boys school or girls schools, because they are influenced by their own friends. And also individual with low esteem, low spirit and religion, which easily get influenced with a homosexual person, which is their friends itself. And also depression and loneliness also influence people to involve in LGBT practices. The last cause will be way of living. Our people, mainly Malaysian, are easily get influenced by the foreign celebrity or foreign singers. They are worshipping them and they are following their lifestyle. LGBT in Western countries is a normal thing, is in a daily routine life. But in Malaysia, we still can't accept it because of our religion, and it's also prohibited in our religion. So apart from that, food habits such as fast food also changes people's living style, and also has been scientifically proven it affects people genetically and mentally. As I said earlier, people with psychological problem become an easy target for the LGBT community, and also easily get involved in LGBT practices. Finally, foreign digital media such as movies, magazines and songs, and also websites. There's several porn websites still where easily can get access, encourages homosexuality and also transsexual. So that's all the causes. So thanks for the wonderful opportunity. Thank you all.
Hi, good day to everyone. My name is Jeshuron Augustine, and I'm from Group 8, where we will be presenting on topic 8, which is ethics and current issue on LGBT. I myself am presenting on ways to prevent LGBT issues. The first method on ways to prevent LGBT issues will be religious education. Religious education is important for everyone, as teachings from religious education will help a person to differentiate between right and wrong. So this is vital for especially for children, as children are minors and they cannot they are unable to differentiate right and wrong sometimes. Children should be given religious education since they are small. For example, Muslims are sent to Tafi school, and we should learn from Muslims that children should be sent to religious education since they are small. According to the Department of Islamic Development Malaysia, Muslims in the West often use Quranic verses to tell the story of Prophet Lord, to provide new interpretation which totally deviates from the prominent scholars of Quran. So Muslims in Malaysia should sometimes be careful of misinterpretation of Quran. The next method on preventing ways to prevent LGBT issues will be parents to monitor children's lifestyle. For example, parents can restrict children from content that are underage for them. Underage should be prohibited for them. For example, adult content or some things that is not appropriate for children. Next, children's parents should be aware of children's circle of friends, because in anybody's life, friends can be very influential. So good friends should be in a child's life where they can support spiritually, give support spiritually to the child. The next ways to prevent LGBT issues will be government authorities playing their role, rejecting negative Westerners' influence, because in Malaysia there are many Westerners' influence in our country. So government can play their part to further give information to news and social media. This will help people to gain knowledge on LGBT issues, not get misinterpreted by some of the Westerners. In conclusion, to put it in a nutshell, major issues, LGBT is a major issue in other countries. But personally, I think Malaysia is a Muslim country, so it will not be a problem for Malaysia, because our leaders are against this idea of LGBT. So, in my opinion, the authorities in Malaysia are practicing good law enforcement to face this issue. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Hello, my name is David. Okay, today the topic I'm going to present is about effects of LGBT to the society. So, the first effect is legalization of same-sex marriage. For many decades, people didn't have legal rights to marry anyone same as their gender. So, after many struggles, LGBT people have fight and claim their rights to marry someone same as their gender. In 2020, David Masci, Elizabeth Chupek and Michael Lipka researched about the countries that have legalized same-sex marriage across the globe, and it is a total of 30 countries. So, when the people started to accept the LGBT community, they start to understand their feelings, and they also feel that they also have their own feelings, and they need the urge to have a marriage. So that's why the legalization has been occurred. So the next one we can see is population will gradually reduce. So once LGBT people start to marry their same-sex partner and start to have a child, they have to either adopt a child or they can have a child through surrogacy. So this plan will actually reduce the population, because due to having a child as a surrogacy and also having a child adopting a child will actually reduce the population, because they can't really find a lot of people for surrogacy, and they also cannot really adopt a lot of child, because once this started to happen, the risk of human race to extinct is really there. So a research by the Williams Institute, USC LA School of Law in 2019 states that in the United States, 4.5% of the population are LGBT people. And also another research in US Census Bureau have done a survey on household characteristics of opposite sex and the same-sex couple household in 2018. So it shows that in United States, 1.5% of all couple households are same-sex couple households. So the next point we can see is about children raised by LGBT parents face really a lot of problem. So once the children are adopted or born by a surrogacy by LGBT parent, they actually couldn't get the equal right as a normal children get, because they don't have the laws doesn't have a, actually, even though the laws have stated that the LGBT people can marry the same gender people, but still there are not laws for the rights of the children are born by LGBT people or adopted by LGBT people. The rights are not as equal as the people get as the normal heterosexual people. So, in a study in Goldberg 2007, out of 36 adults raised by lesbian, gay and bisexual parents, 15 of them, 42% of them, described challenges relating to their ability to trust the people. And also another study by Sirota 2009 of 68 women with gay or bisexual fathers and 68 women with heterosexual fathers found a measurably huge distinction between the two gatherings. And also, the woman in the two gatherings was the gay or bisexual father experienced issue with grown-up connection issues in 3 regions. So these 3 regions are, first region, they actually are very less alright with the closeness with the parents of LGBT. And also the next one, they are less ready to trust and rely upon others. The third one, they encounter more uneasiness seeing someone contrasted with the woman raised by hetero fathers and mothers. So when these LGBT people's children, they see someone as a normal people, as a normal heterosexual father and mother, they feel an uneasiness feeling when they are raising in this community. Okay, so actually having a LGBT community in this country is really, in this world, is really good, but there are a lot of conflicts and also a lot of confusion. To prevent this, as a conclusion, I can tell this LGBT community affects the society too. And also, even though the LGBT people have their own rights, it still affects the normal people. LGBT people in this community also do have a good effect, but it still affects the community, the society. So, my personal opinion as a student and also as a citizen, legalizing LGBT is not a good decision in this era. Maybe in the future it is possible, but in this particular era, legalizing LGBT people, it doesn't have the correct laws and also it doesn't have the correct rights and equals for the people and also for their children. Even though right now they have a law for telling that same sex gender marriage can be happen, but still the laws for the children and also the laws for the people with equal rights is really not there. So in this future, in this era, it's not possible. Maybe in the future it is possible. So that's all. And also for references, we can look at the links in the slide. So if there's any question, anyone can ask right now. So the question and answer session can be happen. But right now we are doing an online video presentation, so I don't think so it is possible. Sorry. Okay, so that is all for right now. So for the references, we can see on the slide. So if you have any question, anything, you guys can ask me. I'll reply the question. Okay, so thank you.